Hey class, welcome back. Today we're starting our second unit. We went all the way through the 1920s, got all the way to the stock market crash, but now we're going back to World War One, which was started in 1914 and in 1918. So America wasn't in the war for the whole time either, and we'll get more into that as we talk about it. But today we're talking about the causes of World War One. What made all these different countries come together and want to fight each other? Well, there were several different things that happened that caused everybody to want to fight each other. There was imperialism. There was nationalistic pride. There was loads of different other things that happened. But one of the main things that did happen that started the chain of events was the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. So today we're going to talk about the causes of World War One, and as we get more into the unit of World War One. So, like I said, there's many factors. A lot of these factors are rooted in deep history of old powers between Russia, Europe, Germany, France, Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Britain. And like I said, you had secret alliances happening. You had imperialism. You had nationalistic pride. All right. And then the main thing that started the chain of events was the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand of Austria. So you had all these different things that were causes of World War One.
Many factors that caused the war. There were many factors that led up to the start of World War I in Europe. A lot of these factors were rooted in deep history of the old powers of Europe, including Russia, Germany, France, Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Britain. The real causes of World War I include politics, secret alliances, imperialism, and nationalistic pride. However, there was one single event, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand of Austria, which started a chain of events leading to the war.
All right, so you had alliances in politics. That was one of the causes. Okay, Germany had made an alliance with Austria-Hungary, the country of Austria-Hungary, and Italy in 1881. And these countries all agreed to protect each other in the event that they were attacked by France. So you look right here, you've got your picture of everybody that was in an alliance with each other. You had Russia, France, and Britain. You had Germany, Austria-Hungary, Italy, and all these right here with the Bulgaria and Serbia empire. So Italy then went and they made a secret alliance, a secret friendship with France, saying, hey, we're not going to aid Germany. We're going to go over here. We're going to aid y'all if something happens. So you had a secret alliances. You had all these alliances together.
Alliances in politics. In the years leading up to the war, the nations of Europe were constantly jockeying for power and making alliances. Germany made an alliance with Austria-Hungary and Italy in 1881. These countries all agreed to protect each other in the event they were attacked by France. However, Italy then went and made a secret alliance with France, saying they would not aid Germany.
So in response to Germany's alliances, France and Russia, they established an alliance in 1892. All right. And in 1904, Britain and France signed an agreement. The Triple Entente was formed between France, Britain, and Russia in 1907. This is the Triple Entente: France, Britain, and Russia. All right. Germany felt that this powerful alliance, they said, hey, okay, these guys are all around us. This is a real threat to us. So they didn't like that. Germany didn't.
Alliances continued. In response to Germany's alliances, France and Russia established an alliance in 1892. In 1904, Britain and France signed an agreement. The Triple Entente was formed between France, Britain, and Russia in 1907. Germany felt that this powerful alliance surrounding them posed a real threat to their existence and power in the region.
All right. So then you had imperialism, and Britain is one of the major influences all around the world. Britain, they had their hand in everything. Okay, Britain has major influences in the United States. They, as you can see here, they've got their hand reaching out in everything England did, or Britain. France and Britain, they had created large worldwide empires. All right, they were all over the world. They had colonies everywhere, and so they'd become very rich. And other European countries, such as Russia and Germany, they wanted to create their own big empire. So they wanted to reach out and make colonies elsewhere take control of other lands themselves. So it caused competition and conflict between these countries because of this.
Imperialism. Imperialism is when a country expands its influence and power into a large empire. Some European countries, such as France and Britain, had created large worldwide empires and had become very rich. Other European countries, such as Russia and Germany, wanted to create their own vast empires. This caused competition and conflict between many of the countries throughout the world.
All right. So in 1914, the situation in Europe, it was tense. You had these secret alliances, you had internal politics, you had a desire to grow empires or do imperialism. All right. It built up distrust and dislike between the countries. And so all it would take one big event, one international event, and they would be at war because it was so tense between the countries it was at the time. And that event happened, and that was the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. That was just the thing that catapulted or started these chain of events or started the war.
Europe ready for war. In 1914, the situation in Europe was tense. Secret alliances, internal politics, and the desire to grow empires had built up distrust and dislike between many of the European powers. All it would take was one international event and Europe would be at war.
All right. So on June the 28th, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, this guy right here, all right, he was assassinated in Sarajevo. And the Austrian government, they believed the assassination was organized by the Serbian government. All right. And they saw this as an opportunity to regain control of Serbia. So I'll get into that in just a minute ago, but this is the guy that was assassinated. The Archduke Franz Ferdinand, him and his wife were both assassinated on that day. So
assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, was assassinated in Sarajevo. The Austrian government believed the assassination was organized by the Serbian government. They also saw this as an opportunity to regain control of Serbia.
So Austria-Hungary, when this happened, Austria-Hungary, they declared war. All right. They issued a number of demands on Serbia because they thought Serbia was the one that started all this. And they were threatening to invade Serbia if they didn't comply with their demands. They gave them 48 hours to respond. So Serbia didn't meet their demands. So Austria-Hungary declared war on them on July the 28th.
Austria-Hungary declares war. Austria-Hungary issued a number of harsh demands on Serbia, threatening to invade if Serbia did not comply. They gave them 48 hours to respond. When Serbia's response fell short of the demands, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28th.
And this is where all those alliances came into play, okay? After Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, okay, then you have other countries that are stepping in. Oh, well, me and you've got an alliance, so I'm gonna have your back. You're my friend, I'm gonna have your back. You're gonna declare war on them. Okay, well, you know, the other side now, hey, my friends got my back too. So it was just everybody, all these alliances had formed. But Austria-Hungary, they hoped they could quickly take over Serbia, and then Serbia's ally, Russia, wouldn't risk a major war in order to help Serbia. But they were wrong, because Russia immediately began to mobilize its troops and prepare for war when they declared war on Serbia, when Austria-Hungary did. So, and in response, what did Germany do? Germany, which was their ally, which was Austria-Hungary's ally, they declared war on Russia on August the 1st. And a few days later, Germany declared war on France and invaded Belgium. So all these guys, they were all friends, like a group of friends. Hey, I've got your back. I've got your back. I've got your back. And that's the way it was. And one declared war on the other, and they're all ready to come back in and be at war with each other because they all had each other's back because of these alliances and these secret alliances.
More declarations of war. Austria-Hungary had hoped they would quickly take over Serbia, that Serbia's ally, Russia, would not risk a major war in order to help Serbia. However, they figured wrong. Russia immediately began to mobilize its troops and prepare for war. In response, Germany, Austria-Hungary's close ally, declared war on Russia on August 1st, a few days later. Germany declared war on France and invaded Belgium. Britain then declared war on Germany, and World War I had begun.
So who was to blame for all this? All right. Over the years, people try to figure it out, but a lot of historians today, they think Germany actually wanted to start the war. And because they were surrounded by enemies, and then they had made the Triple Entente alliance, and they felt that, hey, the sooner the war got started, the better. So, and Germany had to win.
Who was to blame? Historians over the years have tried to figure out who was really to blame for starting the war. Many historians today agree that Germany wanted to start the war. The German leaders felt that they were being surrounded by enemies, France, Russia, and that war was going to happen eventually. They felt that the sooner the war occurred, the better chance Germany had to win.
All right. So our comprehension question: what three European countries signed an alliance called the Triple Entente? Was it A, Britain, France, and Russia, B, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or C, Italy, Germany, and Austria? It was A, Britain, France, and Russia. And when Germany found out about it, they were not happy. They were not happy about it because they were being surrounded on all sides. And they said, hey, this is a powerful alliance. Britain, France, and Russia is the A.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Number two, what's it called when a country expands its influence and power into a large empire? So they've got their little hands reached out in every little pot, and making colonies everywhere. What's that called? Is it called A, nothing? B, imperialism, or C, declaring war? It's called B, imperialism. See all the little outstretched hands? So this influence is all over the place.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Number three, what event triggered the start of World War I? A, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. B, Europe getting ready for war. Or C, Italy, Germany, and Austria formed an alliance. It was A, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. When he died, they blamed Serbia. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia. And then Serbia didn't meet its demands. So then they declared war on Serbia, and then Serbia's allies declared war on them, and then Germany declared war on them, and it triggered the start of World War I, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Number four, which side was the United States on at the start of the war? A, Italy, Germany, and Austria. B, Britain, France, and Russia. Or C, they were neutral. They were neutral. They were not in the war at the start of the war. The United States were not in the war. They were neutral.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
And number five, which were causes that contributed to the start of World War I? Was it A, the assassination, imperialism, militarism, and secret alliances? Was it B, did Mr. Sean, did I do it? Or C, did Donald Trump do it? It was A, assassination, imperialism, militarism, and secret alliances. All those factors were contributors of starting World War I. Causes.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
All right, class. We will be back next time, and we will talk in depth about the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. You all have a good day, and I hope to see you then.